So you're thinking of hosting a virtual summit, but you're not quite sure how to find top quality speakers. Let's dig into it, because it is not as simple as it sounds. In the B2B space, there are so many summits now that it can be quite hard to find speakers who aren't already overbooked or overcommitted. In my summit survey that I ran that helped me pull together my State of Summits report, the data showed that speakers are committing to less and less speaking events this year and are being much pickier about the events they do say yes to, citing that it's important for them that they not only feel a good alignment to the event, but the event host, their mission, values, and the promo requirements. In the B2C space, while there is less competition in some niches for speakers, it can still be a challenge to find good fit people. In some niches, it can be a challenge to find people who have speaking experience or who feel comfortable participating in something like a summit. And in other niches, there are just not that many people to choose from, so it's a real challenge. So how do you find great fit speakers? First up, I encourage you to start your pitch list. This is an ongoing living document with names of people in your industry that you think could be aligned collaborators. They don't necessarily have to be people you're going to directly pitch for your summit, but it's a great idea to have this resource grow over time because you'll collect names as you go, and it's a great place to jot things down as you think of them rather than when you're trying to brainstorm speakers last minute. So you can find people that you would potentially like to collaborate with in communities you're part of, in programs you're learning from, mentors you follow, people you follow online, and especially through recommendations. I always encourage you to reach out to people who you want to collaborate with to see if they have other people that they might recommend. Good people know good people, and can be a really great way to get a warm introduction to people who otherwise might feel a little bit out of reach. Now you can grab my Notion pitch tracker, as well as a bunch of resources to help you track down those amazing fit speakers, and my email template to help you do your pitching in my Standout Summit Speaker Guide, which I'll link below in the show notes. If you're still struggling to find enough people to pitch after all of that, there's likely one of two things going on. Either your topic is just too narrow, and you might need to expand the scope of your summit a bit to accommodate enough people to get the number of people you want in your lineup. This can often look like including slightly adjacent niches or experts from different fields who can talk on a specific area of the topic you want to deal with, rather than just your peers and competitors. The other thing that can be going on is that you've just aimed a bit high with the number of speakers you are aiming for, and you could just reduce the size of that and still have a summit that's really engaged if you lean into having a smaller summit. Smaller summits can actually be really valuable when you can focus in and create a more intimate environment for your attendees to actually engage with these speakers, and to have a more intimate community feel can be a really great asset, specifically in a sort of smaller, more tight-knit niche. So I say see this as your competitive advantage rather than something to overcome. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're creating a pitch list, and that's because I highly recommend that you actually approach individual speakers one-on-one versus opening up general applications. Not only does this give you a chance to connect with these peers in your industries, which can have all sorts of amazing other trickle-on effects, but it also helps you avoid having to sift through lots of poor fit applicants and have people raise their hands that then you have to have awkward conversations with, especially if you put that application out to your audience. These are people who potentially want to buy from you, and you don't want to have this awkward conversation of no, you're not the right fit. So I really like keeping things clean, approaching people directly, asking for recommendations, but doing the work to actually pitch people one-on-one. Now, thus far, we've been just talking about finding speakers, but the real art is actually booking them. The personalized pitch goes a long way, but emails get missed and people are busy. So the secret to booking your best fit people is actually in the follow-up. I like to send at least 3 follow-ups after pitching speakers, often with some emails, but also DMs in other places, because again, people miss things, people get busy. And this has actually helped me book some of my biggest name speakers to date, so please don't be shy to follow up. My last little bit of advice about booking great fit speakers is to be flexible with your promotional requirements. While obviously you want their help promoting your event, sometimes asking for excessive promo can really turn people off, especially larger business owners who have full content calendars and a lot of other commitments. So personally, I like to ask for a fair exchange promotion requirement, which means that they do still commit to promoting my summits, but I'm much more flexible with what that looks like, as long as it still feels fair. This has gone a long way for me to book great fit speakers, and I've had several high-profile people say that's actually why they said yes, rather than feeling forced to send X number of solo emails in this timeline. And thus far, in case you're worried about it, I've had an almost perfect promo completion rate with my speakers, and I think that says a lot about treating these people as peers rather than pestering people to to promote. We want to trust that they're going to pull their weight and follow up and be supportive to help them show up at their best. So I hope this has given you some ideas about finding great fit speakers and booking them as well. I'd love to hear in the comments if there's anything you hadn't thought of and if you're going to try any of my tips for your next event. Don't forget to grab my free Standout Summit Speaker Guide in the link below, which comes with that Notion Pitch Tracker template plus my pitch email templates that you can use. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.